a start then. We're obviously going to be using some of the new dyes. I haven't used them all. I'm definitely using this one. This is so fabulous. This set particularly is just going to be, oh, I don't know, so versatile. It's just unbelievable. I'm also using the Nested Essential Heart Frame, and I'm only using the outside one, okay, because I just love this. I think this is adorable. And then I'm using the Nested Essential Stitch Rectangles, the new size. Again, really cute. And just because they're A2 size, don't think that's all you can use them for. Don't forget that because these are, like, there's no pattern in them or anything, you can extend them depth-wise, you can extend them width-wise, you can make them any size you want. So don't just look at these and think, no, I'm not going to use them because I don't make small cards. These will do you for so many things. You won't believe it till you start and use them. I said I wanted to use some of my older stash with my newer stash because I was finding that Lisa keeps bringing out all these fabulous products, and all my older products just keep sort of sliding backwards a little bit. So I want to use some of my older stuff as well. So I'm using this. I'm using these two stamps. I'm not using any of the sentiments. I'm just using these two stamps. And I'm using the script stamp out of the textures set. So I'm using two older sets today. So I'm doing really well today. First things first, base card is a 7x7. Alright. And I am going to be doing a little bit of stamping onto the base card. Okay. So I'm going to put my magnets down here. And I'm going to be stamping into this top corner here. Let me just move all these out of the way, and then I can put my platform down flat. So I'm using the larger of the two rose stamps out of that set, all right? And I'm actually going to place it slightly off the edge of the card because I don't want any white showing. I don't want a sort of a frame to this. I want this to actually sit right on the edge of the card, okay? So I'm going to place that down there, and then I thought, well, what colours shall I use? Shall I do it in black? And I thought, no, that's a bit too harsh for what I want to do today. So what I thought was, I cut my heart frame in this colour, okay, and my rectangle frame is just plain white, and I'm going to stamp onto this one as well, all right. So I'm I'm coordinating with this colour, okay? So I looked at all my inks, and bear in mind I've only got Lisa's inks anymore. I thought, what colour shall I go for? And I initially thought I'd go with Margarita because it's a nice, lovely, bright green. And then I thought, actually, that might just be too bright. So I went for Painted Eggshell. And I thought, I'm not sure. So I stamped it out on a piece of scrap card first, and it's perfect. It's just the right colour for what I want it to do, okay? So let's just double check that my card hasn't moved and my stamp is going to be over the edge of that card. It is. And then I'm just going to ink it up. And the beauty of using my platform is that if it doesn't ink right first time, bear in mind these are blending inks that I'm using to stamp with, then I can just go back in, re-ink it and re-stamp it, okay? So I'm going to stamp up here in this corner. Right, now it has missed a little bit up here, so I'm just going to go back in and just add a little bit of ink to that middle bit there, and then just go back and press down just on that one place, and then lift it off. Okay, so that's perfect. These stamps, the detail in them, they're just adorable. They stamp so beautifully. It's just, I can't tell you. Now, I didn't want to colour these. I didn't want to put any colour behind it. You know, I've said to you before, you don't have to use pencils and be a fantastic artist. You don't have to use watercolours and be a fantastic artist. You can just use the stamp with a coloured ink and it will look equally as beautiful, which I think you'll agree. Yeah? So that's my card base stamping done. So I've just put that to one side, and you see how it's come off the edge of here beautifully, which is exactly what I wanted. Okay, so now I want to stamp into this piece. And again, I'm using the same stamp set, but I'm using the smaller stamp. So if I just put that to one side, and again, I want to stamp it off the edge. I don't want it to sit within the stitching. I want it to be right off the edge of this piece of card, okay? It's always the way, Connie, isn't it? You know, we all think, I don't need that, I won't use that, so I'll just get this bit. And then you go back, and by the time you've gone back 2 or 3 times, you might just as well have bought the bundle in the first place. So I'm doing the same, exactly the same, with exactly the same colour into the corner of this card here. Best make sure it's straight though, because I don't want it wonky. You just make sure it's in the right place still. Yeah, that's stamping off the edge of that card, which is exactly what I want. So again, I'm just going to stamp this down here. And again, the beauty of my platform is that if it doesn't all stamp the first time, I can go back and re-stamp. Now I'm stamping onto textured card here, so this might actually take me a couple of attempts, bearing in mind I am using blending ink to stamp. So I am just going to do that again, but I actually love the effect. But if you look, you're still getting that really fine detail in this stamped image. You know, it's not like you're stamping on texture cards so you lose half of the detail on the image. You don't. They're just fabulous stamps, fabulous. So we'll just go in and stamp that once more. Might actually move that magnet down and just go over that once more, and that should be enough. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks quite effective, and I'm not worried that it's a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? It's not, this is perfect stamping because it's onto plain white card, really smooth card. But because this is on texture card, it gives you that sort of almost antique-y look to it, and I actually think that enhances the stamping, so I'm really quite happy with that. So let's take those off there. I don't think we need the platform anymore, so we'll just put that to one side over there. Now we've got our basis for our card. Okay, so this is my frame, and I love that the rectangles fit beautifully inside the heart rectangles. I just think that is genius, and it works all the way down the set. It just looks fabulous. Now I am going to 3D this because I want it to sort of, I just want it to look a little bit different. So I think probably I might just 3D them both. So let's put my frame down here. Yes, I know it's hiding some of the stamping, but I don't care, because you've got, you know, the stamping is there. That's what I wanted, is, you know, the look of the stamping in the background. All right, and then we can put our other piece on top of here like this. And I just think adding the pads just gives your card that little bit of extra interest. Because Lisa's away in America, Dawn Wheeler's got a show that she's doing for Lisa with Lisa's products on the 3rd of April. So I'll pop that down there. And already, these tonal cards, I just think they look so pretty when you do them all in sort of similar tones. I just think it's nice to experiment with colour. So now I've got choices, because I'm using the sentiments from the Let's Celebrate set, and I've cut them all out, but I've done them in 2 colourways, okay, because I've done my bottles and my glasses in 2 colourways. So the choice is now yours. Which bottle am I going to use? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left. this one. Yeah, that was the first one I did, and I thought, yeah, but I did two, so I cut them all out anyway. So my bottle is going here, okay, slightly off my frame because my sentiment is going onto my frame. All right, now if you can see here, I did a little bit of stamping with the textures set. Okay, so this is the script stamp, and all I did was just inked it up in the same colour ink and just stamped onto the two little labels. And I just think it just gives it, I don't know, just a little something that is just makes it look a little bit different. So, you know, just sort of think outside the box and try and make them look a bit different from the norm. So my bottles go in here. Now then, do my glasses want to be the same as the bottle, so light on dark, or do they want to be dark on light? I know I've got two of each. So again, which do you think, dark or light? Right, left it is then. I love it when a decision comes together like that. Okay, are we going tall glasses or fat glasses? See, I like to give you lots of choices on what I'm doing. So tall or fat. Right, we're going with tall then. Okay, so I've got my glasses and I've got my bottle. Now my glasses are going here next to my bottle, and my bottle is going slightly off the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this, but what I might do with these is I might just 3D these. See, tall definitely won, Linda, I'm sorry. So try the tiny stamps on the cracked part. Yeah, you could do, Lorraine. Anything that just gives it a little bit of a different look. You know, you could have even, I did think about sort of doing the bottleneck as well, with sort of the crackle stamp or something to make it look more like foil. Do you know what I mean? So it's just about making things look a tiny little bit different. So I'm just going to glue half of my bottle here because obviously it's only half on the card. So if I just glue down this one side here, I don't need glue on the other side. It's not going to go anywhere anyway. So I'm just going to glue that down there so that it's slightly off the frame. And then I think I will just put 3D pads on the back of here. So if I just cut one in half here, then I don't really need to put anything on the stem because I don't really think it's going to make that much difference, to be honest. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, you know. Okay. So then I can put my glasses next to my bottle, one slightly behind the other. So I'm going to go with that one because it's got a smaller amount of tape on it. I'm going to put that one at the back, and then I'm going to stand that one slightly in front of it and slightly lower so that it does look like it's standing in front. Okay, now if you're worried about these pieces, you can put a tiny little bit of perhaps 3D glue just so that it sort of sits at the same level. I might do that afterwards. Okay, so now we're going with sentiments, and I'm presuming we're going light on dark as we've stuck with light on dark all the way through. So I'll take those out of the equation. Now, am I doing happy birthday, am I doing congratulations, or am I doing celebrate? And it's going here. So you choose, what sentiment shall I use? Well, looks like celebrate's the popular one, so we'll go with celebrate. So that's going to go here. Now then, shall I put it at the bottom here so that it's just doesn't cover any of the flower, or should I put it up there so as it does cover some of the flower? I love this interactive crafting. I love this, it's great. Okay, at the bottom it is then. And I am going to 3D this again, just because I like the look of it being slightly higher than the base card. At the bottom is definitely outnumbering over the hour. Sorry, people. So I think that might be just a tad too long because I don't want it showing behind that C. So I'll just cut that down a tiny little bit so that it's not showing. She said, hopefully. No, it won't. And then I can take my backing off and then add that to my card. Just leave it there. You could do this in any colour. Do you know what I mean? You could do it to suit an occasion for, you know, a specific wedding anniversary or anything like that. I am just going to dab a little bit of 3D glue under these glasses so that they just sit nicely and behave and behave. And then they're not gonna get caught and sort of pulled off the card. So I'll just pop that under there like so. And that just tethers them to the card then, and they're not gonna get sort of ripped off, are they? Bear with, gems it will be. Oh yeah, see? Perfect colour. Where to put them, that's the thing. So I think we'll put them on here. And I think I'm going to try and use the tiny ones. And I'm only using 3. So I need to find small ones. So we have made a fabulous card. Okay, so there you go. There's my card using new and previous releases, which just match beautifully, I think. So I'll love you and leave you for today. Thank you again for joining me, and I will see you, all being well, on Monday. Bye now.